Hello, everyone. This is Oriana from FanoosMagazine.com. I am here with my friend and fellow Leo, fellow birthday twin, Dr. Tamer Aziz. For those of you that don't know, July 23rd is a national, international belly dance holiday, and Tamer shares my birthday along with many other dancers. It is so good to see you, at least virtually, and get to talk to you.
I'm so glad, of course, to be with you and to be with all of you, of course. And this is a fantastic day, which it is our birthday, of course. It's National Day, International Day for everyone. And I love it very much. And suddenly I found that, yes, we share it together. I love this. Is surprised me from the beginning, but now I love it. I fell in love with this day too.
I used to joke too, every time I've been in Cairo, and it's like the last time I was in Cairo was on my birthday, and Egypt actually observes a kind of a holiday on our birthday
Yes.
too, July 23rd. Can you tell everybody what July 23rd is in Egypt?
Yes, exactly. It is. It is a holiday in Egypt because of the 23rd, this long time, around 1952, the revolution against, I'm sorry to tell you this, I'm sad, but I have to tell you. It was against the king in this time long ago and became, or changed it from the kingdom to be the Republic, Egypt. Sometimes some German. So please, if I say some German word, please ask me. Huh? So, but anyway, because yeah, my language is German too. I speak German too. Anyway, yes, German, Chinese, and English, and of course Arabic. But anyway, now we are in English. Huh? It, it changed to be a republic, of course, and from that or from this day long ago until now, we celebrating this day because of my holiday and you.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I used to joke that it's Egyptian Independence Day, but we all know it's really for us.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah.
So, my friends, you are a wealth of knowledge. I have shared your videos for such a long time with my students. You are an excellent resource because you hold a PhD in folk art. You are literally a scholar of our dance. How did you get into this? Was it a lifelong interest? Like, what made you pursue studying this?
Very quickly, let me tell you that I am a dancer too, or I was dancing too. And I was dancing with the troupe for a long time, yes. And this time long ago was a lot of questions in my mind without any answers. I tried a lot with my teachers, especially Mahmoud Reda. I asked him a lot, and most of the time I got no answer. Can let me feel happy. What I mean exactly can let me feel happy. I need much more. I was greedy or starving to understand this type of dance. Actually, this is the most important point, which pushed me in the end to be in the Academy of Arts here, starting, of course, to study dancing, especially the folk dance, because there is a big difference between the real folk dance and the theatrical folk dance, what we were doing or what Rida or Kaumiya or other group doing on a stage. So that was the beginning or the sparkle for me or to me to push me actually digging deeper to understand what are we doing on a stage. So step by step, it was like that. But suddenly I found that I have to study the anthropology to understand much more. So that was my diploma, then my master's degree, and then my PhD. Now I'm a professor in this, in the Academy of Arts here in Egypt.
You bring up such a fantastic point, which is that oftentimes when students do become serious, at least here in America, I know for sure, Mahmoud Raida's name is, of course, legend. He's almost like a mythical figure of the indelible mark that he made on Oriental dance. And he's often solely credited for bringing folkloric dances to the stage. And I think that confuses people because, like you said, there is a difference between the actual traditional dance and what we often see popularized in performance, like Saidi, Falahi, Nubian, etc. So, what would you say are resources for students to look at the traditional dances as they are done by the people, as opposed to just the stage dances?
Actually, it's a little bit difficult for foreigners to understand all these types of dancing. I'm so glad that there are two famous groups in Egypt who they created all these wonderful types of movement, dancing, and the choreographies, which it is Reda troupe and the Kaumea troupe. The problem for the foreigners to understand or to see exactly their truth on in life. It's difficult little bit, especially these days. Yes, also because nowadays life changed and a lot of old dancing, a type of dances disappeared now. This is the main point, but we still have the feeling, the meaning. We can touch, we can smell, we can see actually on a stage from the two groups what I told you about them. By the way, we haven't only two groups, but we have over 360 groups in Egypt. But the most famous two groups are Rida and Kaumeya troops. Uh, Really, some, or let me say that not all what they did on a stage is perfect or correct, because dancing on a stage is type of fantasy. And we have to understand the meaning of fantasy actually to let us do what we want to, or what our body want to say, our minds want to say. This is very important point to be correct on a stage. This is very important point, which it is exactly was with my master Mahmoud Reda. Of course, I love him very much, and I worked with him too, or under his hands here in Egypt too. The main point is how to deal with the truth and to make it fantasy, which can let people or audience believe that it is true. This is the most important point. And Egypt, let me tell you that we have 11 sectors. Each sector has its own type of dances. Not all these dances, all people saw it. I mean, on a stage. This is also another point. Uh, the teachers or the choreographers, such as Mahmoud Reda and the others, when they tried to create their choreographies, they tried all the time to find something very easy for people to understand or audience to understand, sometimes how they can affect the audience to let them be with them. This is very important, also very important point, which sometimes for the Egyptians, but much more with foreigners, when they're going to dance on a stage, sometimes they cut this connection between them and audience. This is very important. Even if you do something, uh, let me say, imagination or a choreography not belongs uh, to folklore. You have to keep this connection with audience all the time when you are on the stage. This is very important point. You have to keep in mind all the time when you're going to dance. The folkloric dance, especially in Egypt, we have a very deep dancing, folkloric dance throughout history, which we still use some of these dance steps until this moment. Let me say something like that. The point or the main point is how we can polish it to let it be on a stage. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much about this point, but it is very important for all of us as a dancers as a professional dancers or want to be a professional dancers on stage. So this is the main point.
I think that's a fantastic point, and it is a difficult concept to explain, especially when you're first getting into learning the folkloric arts, because so many students start with belly dance or raksharki or oriental dance, and then maybe they discover the folkloric arts, and that's when this kind of can become so confusing for them. And I know that you tend to be at some of the Cairo belly dance festivals. And
Yes.
yeah, I've seen you in the photos in the crowd. So I know that you are seeing an influx of foreign dancers and dance students and things. And do you see that disconnect with them as well when they come to Cairo? Do they seem to miss some of the point when they arrive?
Uh, this is very difficult question actually, and wow. uh, Look, uh, let me explain one point, then I answer you. Most of dancers around the world think or believe that Egypt is the mother of dance, or mother of, as we say wrongly, belly dance. The belly dance, as you know exactly, as all of us, we know exactly this is an American term. Yes, I respect this term very much, by the way. In Egypt, we say, as you know, all of you, and you, of course, Raqs Sharki, which it is in English, Oriental dance. My new book talking about this point, by the way. Yes. Uh, um, uh, uh, or moment. Anyway, this the or dancers think that Egypt is the mother of dance. But if we say that Oriental dance, this word coming from the Orient actually, which it means every part, every country, every city around the world, around the Orient world, had a fingerprint inside Oriental dancing. This theory, I wrote it in one of my research when I was searching about or creating or writing this research about Jawari. Jawari, those people or those girls who were working inside the palaces, Arabian palaces, long time ago. They collected them from many countries around around Orient countries. For this reason, they created this type of movements, which later we give it this term. I mean, Raqs Sharki, which it, by the way, Raqs Sharki, by the way, this term also appeared or became common from Badi'a Masabni, by the way. Before Badi'a Masabni was something else. But anyway, I mean, this term was something else. But let's go like that to understand exactly the difference and the meaning. The Oriental dancing, it is not belongs only to Egypt, but belongs all of us. This is number one. Or this is number two, let me say. Number one, it belongs to the Orient countries, which those Jawari, each one of them created part inside this type of dancing, which we will give it this term later. This is exactly the main point. Uh, because Egypt not was, it is in the middle of the Orient, this area actually, we have a special way of dancing. It is not so fast and not so slow. Not fast, not slow. Dance steps. It can give us the flexibility to create the meaning actually through our dancing. For this reason, we became famous, or our dancing became famous. For this reason, also, all people around the world love very much to be in the middle, not too fast, not too slow. So for this reason, a lot of dancers became or think that Egypt it is the core of dance, but it is not. I mean the Oriental dancing. Huh? So this is exactly the main point. Another point which can or let us say that Oriental dancing is wonderful because the Oriental dancing absorbed a lot of folk dance steps from Egypt, much more from Egypt. This is the another point. Of course, we have, if we look at the choreography, the complete choreography, sometimes we can find some dance steps from Iraq or from another country, which is like that nowadays. But most of the time, we can find much more folkloric dance steps from Egypt. So this is another point. Let people or let dancers all the time thinking that Egypt is the mother of dance, but it is not. Again, it is not. We have a special type of dance in Turkey. I mean, Oriental dance in Turkey, dance Oriental, they said in Turkey. We have in Syria, in Lebanon. We have in Persian, in Iran also, and much more in Morocco. See, it is big. Not even in China they have a country. I found it when I was in China. I found a city. I'm sorry, a city. They are famous, very famous with these type of dance movements, which it is exactly looks like Oriental dancing, but it is type of their folkloric dance. Was fantastic for me when I see something like that. I tried to visit this area, but it was dangerous to go over there. They refused to let me go alone and or even with them. But they showed me all of these videos. Some of them came to me. We were talking about their type of movements, yes, also. And I astonished when I found that it is, looks like actually 100% Oriental dancing, but it is not. It is Chinese, on Chinese music. Wow, something like that. Yeah, so this is exactly the meaning of the Oriental dance. And what, let me see the meaning now in general about the Oriental dancing and why all dancers or most of dancers love very much coming to Egypt to study much more in Egypt because of the folkloric dance and the medal way of movements when we're going to move on a stage.
So, having said that, I'm going to word myself very carefully here. I've been
Why?
asking a lot of
Please,
professionals, well, because
please, please feel free, please feel free. I'm so happy. I'm so glad. And really, I will give you the truth and everything clear if you like.
and I appreciate that, which is why I'm going to pose to you something I have asked a lot of other people, which is where do you think the future of Oriental dance is going since we see so much, so many new dancers and so many dancers that are coming from outside of the Arabic world becoming big names? And of course, in Egypt and especially in Cairo, a lot of the well-known professional dancers are coming from outside of Egypt.
I wish you asking me this question in the last point, as a last point, not now, because there are still a lot of things to let us or to let me in the end tell you about. Okay, I will answer, but really it is better to be at the end of our conversation, not now.
We can save it to the end. We can save it, put a pin in it, as we
Yes,
say in
please.
English. We
Yes,
can put
please.
a pin in it. Okay.
Yes, yes, please. Because
Okay.
if I say something now, suddenly you will find that what, why, and why you say something like that. So let
Okay.
it be in the end to not be a critical point as it is.
Okay.
One point
That's
I love
fair.
to, one point
Okay.
I love to
Well,
tell you. Moment. One point I love to tell you. I would like all of us know it exactly when began or when started or when appeared the first dance festival, Oriental Dance Festival around the world? What do you think? Where started or how appeared? Or let me say the first Oriental Dance Festival, where it was and how appeared.
The first Oriental Dance Festival, I kind of want to say it was either here in America or in Europe. I feel like it wasn't in Egypt.
Yeah. Yes, because we have some points. Not yes, that means true, but I believe you. I know exactly the first was France. What they said about this expedition in France, about these two girls came from Egypt or went from Egypt to France and danced and something like that. This is the story. Another story said that, yes, exactly, in USA, the first festival was over there. What do you think if, or what do you believe me if I tell you the first festival was in Egypt? This is number one. Number two, the first festival was in the beginning, no, in the middle of 19th century in Egypt. Where, yes, this is strange, yes. And I will tell you the name of this, and I have all documents about this actually and how it's appeared. And it was Bamba Kasher, her name, a dancer, old dancer, of course, long ago. Bamba Kasher was the first one held this festival, and it was yearly. Actually, she did it like that, or she created like that, and it was 1 month yearly doing something like this. She was uh, asking a lot of dancers, but from the Arab countries, and some dancers came also from Greek to her. She created a strange name, and I will tell you, this is funny and fantastic, of course, wonderful information. She gave it Zar dance, and why she said Zar, to let or to give the correct or the right opportunity for Egyptians, men can escape from their women when they see that they were going to Azar, to Zar, because Zar, this festival, or I'm sorry, this party, Zar party belongs to religion. And of course, when I go tell my wife that I will go to Zar, immediately she will let me go. It was like that. So she gave it this name. It is strange. Yes, yes, really. And was wonderful. Every evening, dancers on here on a stage inside her casino. And this time, she created this casino, and she was doing something like that. The first day, uh, musicians and singers. The second day, again, she no musicians. The third day, she danced, and then day by day, new dancers on a stage. During the day, in the morning, all these dancers sit together, sharing their knowledge about dancing, and sometimes some of them teach others how she can do this dance step, or how they can connect all of these dance steps together, something like that. Looks like, what are we doing now? It was like that in this time long ago. Every year, 1 month together, like that. It was like this way. So this is the first document, Zar, what we have here in Egypt.
That is
Documented,
fascinating.
yes, documented, by the way. Huh? Yes,
I never knew that. I've never, in all my years, I've never heard that. And they had to give it, like, keep it a secret by giving it a religious name. That is really interesting.
yes, yes. This is my world, dancing. As I told you, I love dancing very much. So I have to know everything related to dance.
Well, I did see your post, which is what prompted me to finally reach out and do an interview with you. That somebody also asked you a question about what happens to the dances on the borders of communities
Ah,
and on the borders of Egypt, because a lot of people don't realize Egypt is relatively small. It's about the size of the state that I live in, the state of Florida. And you are bordered by Libya and Sudan. So what happens? And also, I would say the northern part really, starts to touch the Gulf countries too, where you get into like the Suez Canal and things. What happens on those edges of the country? I thought that was a fascinating question.
Yes, yes, exactly. Because someone wa was talking about uh, decadence, was explaining something about decadence dancing, and maybe some people, or now a lot of dancers now uh, began to understand that Egypt has also dabka dancing. This dabka dancing it is in Sinai Peninsula only, in Sinai Peninsula only. So we have now three borders in Egypt. Let me say one border which it is in Sinai Peninsula, and by the way, Sinai Peninsula located in Asia. That means Egypt is not only in Africa, but we have part in Asia and uh, we are in Africa too. So in two continents. So in Sinai Peninsula, this is one border, and another border is also in Libya, and then, as you said, or as you mentioned, also in Sudan. These three borders are very important. I worked much more onto the border of between us and deep south, between us and Sudan. I worked a lot with them, and of course with Libya, yes, also, but much more. I worked much more with people who are, or these tribes who are live between us and Sudan. Uh, by the way, they have, or they has their own language. This is an important point. I'm not talking now about. I'm talking about uh, uh, not Nubian people, by the way, not Nubian people, but another tribe. Hmm? This tribe, Bega tribe, they call them Bega tribe, which it is maybe first time you hear that. Uh, the the community or the society who gave them this name, believe it or not, was ancient Egyptians long ago. They gave them this name. Yes, Bega tribe. Uh, those people live on the border, and most of the time they are talking, looks like they are not Egyptians and they are not Sudanese. But they live, or the part of them live inside Egypt. That means they are Egyptians. But they said that no, we are bigger. Hmm? We are not Egyptians. We are not like that. It is the same also. What I faced is also with those people who are live in the desert between Libya and Asia. The same also. This is why. That is because they absorbed this phenomenon or this culture from Egypt, part from Egypt and part from Sudan, for example, the same also in this area. So they feel that they are not alone, but they feel that they are the one. They are not Egyptians, they are not Libyans. It is like that. If we look at their dancing, for example, we going to find that it is mixed between Egypt and Libya or Egypt and Sudan. They have their own. Let me tell you very quickly that most of dancers didn't think that every piece of movement has its own meaning beyond. So we have to understand. If we don't understand the meaning beyond this dance step or this step, immediately we will not understand what are they doing or what those people are doing. This is very important point. So how can I analyze their dancing in south of Egypt or the border of Libya? The same also in Sinai Peninsula. But wait, Sinai Peninsula is complicated, complex, much more. But let me talk about it later. Here I found that those people or the last tribe I made my research onto them. This is the last tribe because I made a lot of research around Egypt, but those people were the last tribe I made a research onto them. I found that I have to study the Sudanese culture, and of course I know Egyptian culture to understand what are they doing, and I have to find the connection between their dance step and their talking. Also, it is very difficult if I say something like that. I'm talking about it as a researcher or as a professor. I mean a specialist in this. I'm a professor in this, of course, as a specialist. I'm not talking as a dancer because in dancing, uh, so sad to tell you that most of us looks like parrots. You do something, I do the same. She do something, I do the same, without know why she is doing like that. So this is exactly let our dance become boring sometimes, or sometimes we feel that it is not for me. It is not type of dance, but sometimes I feel it is not. It is type of a sport. I feel sport sometimes, not dancing, because dancing means exactly I explain my feeling and how my body can let you understand my feeling quickly. This is very important also. But if I do something looks like sport, jumping from one side to the other side, wow, perfect, wonderful, but it's not dance. It's something completely different. So for this reason, you have to understand those people. For example, if you want to do something from them or to perform something same as them, you have to understand exactly their dance steps and why, and sometimes how they explain these dance steps through their movement. I mean, they're talking their language, something like that. It is like this way. This is people who are living borders, which they are. I'm all the time say that they are. I'm sad for them because sometimes I feel they need much more from us. All the time we look at them as lower. Sometimes not only in Egypt, in many other countries around Egypt also the same. I'm not talking about Europe because I lived in Europe and I know exactly. I was living in Germany, so I know exactly how people around. I mean, countries around, but some countries I know, and you know. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about those people who are living in a desert here in Egypt, and they feel that they are alone. So they try to have this force or this power through their talking, through their dancing, through their own culture, which is not belongs to Egypt, not belongs to Sudan, not belongs to, but belongs to them. Mix between. This is exactly what I'm talking about. If we look at Sinai Peninsula now, very quickly, I'm sorry, talking too much, but also again, but I hope you understand and you like my talking, you like my explanation. In Sinai Peninsula, which it is fascinating. All of us we think that Sinai Peninsula is just a desert, but it is not. It's we divide it into three parts. The first part, which it is Arish, North Sinai, one of their dancing is Dabka dance. Not all dancing Dabka, but they have one of their dancing. They have Raz'a, they have Mashraqiya, they have many different types of dancing. But one of their dancing is Dabka dance. This Dabka dance is mixed between Levant area, Syria, Lebanon, and this area, and Palestine. Not only Palestine, mixed between all of these type of dancing, this Dabka dance, and belongs one tribe only. One tribe only. The other tribes not. This is another point. Other tribes do something else or perform something else. This tribe, what I'm talking about, they came long ago from Levant area and lived in Sinai Peninsula, in this area over there. And they are the poorest or poor people. By the way, also, huh, uh, who we can say that they are part of gypsy people. Huh? We call them, or they call them Nawar. Nawar are part. Nawar, this word is very famous around the world. It belongs to gypsy people, but we have only those people. I mean, this tribe. We call them Nawar, or they call themselves Nawar. Also, gypsy people in Egypt. Gypsy, by the way, in Egypt we call them Jajar, not gypsy. But in English, we can say gypsy, but Jajar. And this is another point, another story about Gypsy, where they came from, and it's big story. But anyway, Gypsy, I mean, I'm sorry, Nawar tribe, they came from Levant area long time ago, and they lived in this area over there. They are very poor, and they doing or performing this type of dance only. So this is exactly the main point of them. The middle area, I said to you, three parts. The middle area, they has another type of dancing. Those people or those tribes also, they came from the middle of Asia. You can say Saudi Arabia and this area long ago also. Now they became Egyptians now, but they came from this area long ago, and they live in the middle of Sinai Peninsula. They has their own type of dancing, and then the last part, more deep south of Sinai Peninsula, and they have also another or different types of dancing which coming from the Gulf area because they came from the Gulf area. See now, wow, fantastic. So yes, when we say only Dabka dance belongs to Sinai, that means wrong. Dabka dance belongs only one tribe live in north.
I'm ready to
Fantastic.
buy your book. Where is the book? I'm ready. You can have my
The book,
money.
by the way, the book, you pushed me to talk about my book. My new book now talking about Oriental dancing and, of course, belly dancing, and the main door or the main gate for them, which it is baladi dance. How they appeared around us and in Egypt, and how we developed it or developed them. I'm sorry, developed them to be like what are we doing now, and also comparison maybe between Egyptian Oriental dancing and Turkish Oriental dancing. A wonderful comparison between both to let you understand exactly why. Starting from the costume, from the dance steps, and musical instruments too. And also a little explanation about the music and how the music created like this way, Egyptian music and Turkish music. This is all the points inside my new book.
And when
I'm
is
so
that
glad.
new book coming out? And where do we get this book?
I'm so glad that this book already it is in English language. This is number one. Number two, I'm trying now to find a publisher for this book, and of course, I believe that it will not be in Egypt in the beginning, but it will be outside of Egypt because Egyptian community don't understand what I'm talking about. There is a last part or some of the last chapter of my book talking about this point actually, and why Egyptian people don't understand this type of dance now. I explained also why and why we came to this point now also to let you understand everything related to the belly dance, Oriental dancing, and belly dancing. By the way, I'm talking all the time that there is big difference between Oriental dancing and belly dancing. I know American say all the time belly dancing, which it means both. I understand you quite well. but there is big difference. So I wrote in this book the difference and how it comes and how this term appeared, or these terms appeared actually, and a lot of things too.
Okay, I'm ready to read it. We'll talk after the interview. I might be able to help you get that produced. So the time has come. We're
Oh,
back to the question that we put a pin in.
oh,
The time is now. I await your explanation, doctor. Where is the future of Raksharki, aka belly dance, aka Oriental dance, going based on what you are seeing within your own culture and what you see at the festivals and your experience? I know that's a big question.
of course. The first step of the answer is which one of us, male or female, are clever than the other? This is very important question. Uh, yeah, okay. You are clever than me. I mean, women are clever than men, but men are dealing everything around because we have our muscles and we are stronger enough. But we forgot that completely that you are clever than us. This is the first point. We have to deal with from the beginning. Of course, a lot of people now they will hate me when they're hearing this, but this is true because I'm older than you. Nature made me first or created me first. So created you later and made you much better than me. Deal. This is true. This is science. I'm not talking from my mind. For this reason, uh, all the time I destroy everything around, and then I come running quickly to you and cry and say that and say, please forgive me what I did. It is like that from the beginning of life until this moment. This is number two. Number three, all the time you solve the problem faster than me. For this reason, for this reason, even in art, sometimes I try to be number one. But suddenly I found you became number one in dancing. For this reason, I stepped, I made one step forward in front of you, and I try to dance the Oriental dancing same as you, or belly dancing same as you, imitating or imitating you. This is the main point. But I forgot completely that you created this, not me. So the question now, what are you doing in the future? You catch the point? You got the point?
Yes.
I will explain to you. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is a nice question now I sent you, or for all of us, of course, but I created a pyramid shape to explain exactly how we uh, found the Oriental dancing. I start from zero, life, zero, then step by step inside temples, then the folkloric dance, then Gypsy and Gawazi, how they appeared, and then Awalim, how they appeared, then Baladi dancing, and then the Oriental dance. The main point of this pyramid shape, what I all the time give it in my lecture to let people understand how it's developed throughout history, dancing throughout history, especially in Egypt. Let us say that what about the future? The future, most of the time, in especially in dancing, sticking with you. I mean, with female, not male. Now we have competition between between America and Russia in dancing, for example, especially in this type of dance. And sometimes we find or we found wonderful dancers, American dancers. Wow, fantastic dancers. I love them very much. On the other hand, I found the power coming or muscles coming from the other side and show us how strong they are, and they break the stage with their dancing. It is competition like that. They forgot completely that where the feeling, where the feeling. Dance is feeling. and feeling. You are full of feeling all the time. So for this reason, the future belongs to you much more than me. I believe that there will be much more new dance steps. We're going to create, no, sorry, you're going to create in this type of art to let me understand you much more, or uh, to put you actually uh, in the to the front in this type of art. This type of art is fascinating. It's wonderful, wonderful. Very quickly, there is big difference between all type of dances and the Oriental dance, because the Oriental dance steps is the basis of Oriental dance steps, which no one told you. No one told you. The basis of Oriental dance steps are life. Really, life. I know them. I know them. Again, I know them. Not belongs to me. Someone created long ago, a professor created long ago, and I'm so glad that I have her book talking about this 14 different types of Oriental dance steps, bases of Oriental dance steps. If we understand them quite well, we're going to be perfect dancers. Until this moment, no one gave them as a class dancing, and no one talk about them because political dance. Let me say political dance, but it is like that. Who created this type of dancing? She created this type of dancing. She was my professor, by the way, long ago, but not my professor in PhD. PhD, another professors. She died before I began to study at the Academy of Arts. But I know her book. I met her, and she pushed me a lot to do a lot of things, a lot of research uh, related to this dance. For this reason, again, future belongs to you much more than me. I ask you now, what about the future in dance? I mean Oriental dance or belly dancing. I
I,
make it very,
ooh,
yes.
no,
Okay,
it's going to
okay.
be a big question. Yeah.
I let it be easy for you. I make it much easier for you. Belly dancing, 99% of, or yes, 99% of belly dance steps. By the way, we haven't any type of folk dancing related to belly dance to belly. I'm sorry, to belly as it is. No, we haven't any different or any type of dance. Folkloric dance belongs to belly. So belly dancing, this term belongs to America. We have to know this actually, but we believe it. We understand it quite well. I found that belly dancing, the belly dance steps, or most of the belly dance steps are waist shaking, torso shaking, and chest shaking, much more than the complete body. This is and a little of folkloric dance steps. But Oriental dancing, much more folkloric dance steps and little of torso shaking and chest shaking. And by the way, torso shaking belongs to Egypt and chest shaking belongs to Levant area. By the way, because we created this shemi in Egypt long ago, and they created this shemi also, chest shemi in Levant area. So very easy like that, very quickly like that. I hope it became much more easier now for you to tell me what about the future.
I like it. I see what you did there. I see what you did. Yes. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with our viewers? Where can people contact you? Do you have classes? What else are you doing?
Uh, Actually, as you know, I live in Cairo. Now I stopped giving classes sometimes, but little, not too much now. As much as I'm giving, yes, I'm giving lectures because I found that mass like, or let me say, misunderstand. So I'm trying now to put the world to let them understand much more about this wonderful type of dancing. Uh, belly dancing or oriental dancing or whatever, ballet dance or whatever folkloric dance. I love this very much. I give these lectures here in Egypt, of course, inside all these festivals. I go in or I be with them, and also I'm traveling in many other countries, such as last year I was in Greece. This year I will be in Italy. By the way, after 2 months I will be in Italy. And one secret, one top secret, I have to tell you, I will be in Saudi Arabia soon. Also, uh, but not for dancing as dancing, but for performers. Performers. We are now settled something with the kingdom now to let the students from the young students until the university understand how this type of performers can be performance can be, I'm sorry, performance can be, and how can change our life, and how we can use it on a stage. Something very new, but this is top secret. Don't tell anyone. Something new, and because I'm a specialist in this in the Arab countries, so for this reason, we are doing this now.
Mabruk,
Oh,
congratulations.
oh, thank you, thank you. So, so I'm traveling, and all the time, or most of the time, my dogs, my dogs. Of course, I'm traveling around the world. Depends on the place. I was also in China several times. I was in Taiwan, Hong Kong, this area. But now I come back again to Europe. So for this reason, I start with Greece, and then, as I told you, after 2 months or around, yes, I will be in Italy, and I'm here in Egypt. And of course, on the internet, people sometimes, if they want or they have any question, they send me through my YouTube channel or my Facebook, which I like very much to be in contact, all of us together. That's it.
All right, I will definitely link those with your interview. And Tamer, it's been amazing. I feel like I have now gotten a PhD with the amount of information that you gave me. I think I've learned more than I got with my bachelor's degree just now.
Look,
This is
I'm
really
still,
important. This is
I'm
so
still,
good.
yeah, I'm still like that. I'm still child in this wonderful knowledge. I'm still looking forward to have much more. I'm greedy. Really, I'm greedy to know much more about this dance. I love this dance. I'm crazy about dancing. But now I try to, no, now I push myself inside the academic way because it helped me a lot. For this reason, I'm trying to help all of us of what I uh, let me say, discovered or what I found, yes, also. And on the other hand, to explain to you the truth. Because as you know, there are a lot of mass information everywhere around.
Absolutely. And I love having this opportunity to talk to you. I look forward to working with you more. And yes, anything that you want to put in the magazine, just let me know.
Fantastic. Maybe one day I send you an article about dancing and we can, by the way, have it with you.
Yalla
There's
bina. Let's
something
do it.
to be special. Yes, yes. Okay,
All right.
okay.
Thank you so much, everyone. Remember to tune in to fanoosmagazine.com and we will see you next time.
Thank you very much and see you very soon.